What we got here is a set of steps that I built about 18 years ago, and they've done the job all right. But over time, they've gotten loose, and they're kind of a trip hazard. So what my objective is here is to pull these out and make a more firm foundation. Reset all these pavers. They're kind of creeping downhill. And maybe the path that goes down here might make that a little less steep. It's quite a bit of grade right now. And try to make a bit of a landing maybe up there. I don't know how that's going to work. So let's get started. I'll start ripping these out. Yeah. This is a combination of rot and termites. I like this idea though. I just use bricks to make her longer. I don't know what the terminology for this is. I think it's called the going. That's how deep that step goes. But I use bricks here to level that up. That worked quite well. Looks nice too. That is definitely termites. Yeah, it'll be tough getting that out of there, but I need to because I think the level of this is going to change. Luckily this is not very good concrete. Comes right out. That's the size of a paver. What was here when I bought the house originally was there was a raised area for parking. We're quite a bit above the street here. And all these pavers that you see, these were all recovered from that and then recycled, reused elsewhere. What I can see here is actually a remnant of that original parking area. Doing this stuff to a house is just like archaeology. You never know what's going to be, what was there. Alrighty then. Pretty deep. Alrighty then. That'll give me a good foundation for a new step. I still don't know what I'm going to use. I thought I might use concrete. Or just might get some new wood that's treated. Treated wood's better or easier way to go. Pavers shouldn't have concrete or mortar put between them because it just ensures that there's already a gap and it gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. Well, this star dropper here is proving to be a little bit more difficult than the rest of them to pull out. And there's a potential, I could cut that off. But in my experience, every time I do a project like this, I can cut that off. They'll still be in the way at some point. So the best way I think is just to continue to work on it and pull it out. Okay, it's moving pretty good now. There. That's because all this clay was stuck to it. Well, in thinking about this, concrete I think is just going to be too hard to work with. I'm going to get some treated sleepers. And they're not termite proof, but they're really, really termite resistant and rot resistant. This here is going to be my new level for the bottom underside of the step. Step will be up to here. Match up with those pavers. It'll be level here, and it means I'll have to do some work here with the pavers to kind of work that slope down. So that'll be my new bottom of my new sleeper for this step, and that's the going is going to be around 200 millimeter, 8 inches, and the rise will be around 175 mil, and that would be about 7 inches. And then there'll be another step down here. The star droppers I'd pulled out were just black iron. They weren't treated in any way. And they lasted a long time, and they're still pretty solid after all this time. The trouble is they don't have a lot of surface area, and that means they're able to move around. The wood was rotten. I'd also used some just standard bolts, zinc plated, which never do much. And that's what was anchoring the wood to those star droppers, and those had rotted away. All that together meant the steps were loose. Well, I can do this better. I found this galvanized pipe. It's quite long. Well, 4 pieces out of it. They don't need to be equal length. I need 2 of one length and 2 of another, because there's 2 steps. And the steps will have, 1 on each side. And I'll just bed these in concrete, and that'll be my new anchored, the new anchors for the new steps. Right. Using this as a bottom, and that'll be the top of the pipes that I'm putting in. Roughly 350 millimeter. That is 14 inches. And I'll probably put that much underground as well, just for a good anchor. So it's 28 inches overall, or 700. And then the front 2 that go in, down in this forward here, they'll be up forward a bit. They can be shorter, so I should have more than enough pipe there to make this work. 1480, 600, and 600. In order to make the face of the step here be level or in line with these pavers, I'm going to need to make the holes from here roughly straight down. I'm going to use probably 550 mil straight down here, and then the other one 550 mil straight down here, and that'll put this in line with those pavers, and that'll be good aesthetically. Okay, these are nowhere near level, and this one on the right is probably 2 inches too high at least, or the other one's 2 inches low. But what I'm going to do, they're 600 millimeters apart, that's 2 feet. I'm going to put a piece of angle iron and marry those 2 together across the top. That'll create 2 things. It'll keep those in the same alignment, straight up and down, side to side, and keep them parallel. The other thing is, it'll give a place for me to attach the step. I can just screw down into the angle iron. So these are 690 long. So in from the end by 45. Need to leave enough room here in the web so that the head of the bolt doesn't get interfered with. I hate these chucks that do that. I don't want those burrs there, so I'll have to clean those off. It's just a countersink. Now the front of the step, when I mount it, it's going to be here, roughly. It's about 8 inches, 200 millimeters wide. That's 200. And so the front of that, I'm going to have a piece of wood here on the front to make it look nice, and also have a kick place to kick, because your toe's going to go up underneath it. And that'll also put a front line here for that step to be screwed onto. And so that means that this is going to be right in the center, more or less. I just need to keep this level while I put in the concrete, let it set up. We'll try to make use these bricks, kind of let it hang. Well, I didn't plan this, but that 2 and a bit bags was perfect for this. One last check before it's completely set. 6, 4, that end now is 469, and that one is, yeah, we're perfect. And it is level. Those set up really nice. Now, what I need to do is find out where the other posters, the other bits of metal are going to go. Maybe in this area. But to measure that, this is just a piece of offcut from another project. That's going to be the tread. And this is a 35 mil piece of timber, which is similar to the piece that I'm going to put underneath here. And I want that to overlap about 50 mil. 2 inches. So 50 plus 35 is 85. And that needs to stick out a bit more there. Okay, that's good. The reason I'm doing this, got enough there to tie down there, it'll be tied down on the front, nice stable. This one here, I need to have enough distance so that this, like this, and then I'm going to reuse these bricks to extend the depth of the going of the step. Plus this, it's going to be my new positioning for the post down here. And now I want that to be 85 back. So about there. And that'll be the front of underneath this. That's where that's going to be set. So the front edge of my post, back edge of the post is here. All goes there. Well, that's just typical. Try to start digging a hole. Find a bunch more concrete buried in there. Well, the holes are dug. I purposely made them a little bit too deep, so I don't have any worries about where the post winds up. But that just means I gotta then put some concrete below them, get the posts to the right elevation. So I'll just dump a little bit of this set in there and rest the pipes on top of it. The measurements come out to be from the front of this to the front of this is 250 millimeters. Okay, put some water in there. Then I'll push this down into the cement. It's going to be going off pretty quick. And I'll get my levels to there, to the top of this. The posts are 250 apart. And they are level. And so all I need to do now, let it set up. Well, they work. Kind of bare bones though at the moment. Next piece I'm going to cut are the pieces that lay up the front here. 1060. And that one's the same. 2 pieces, 1 meter 60. because these steps are going to act as a retaining wall, I need to use backfill here. Keep this retained. But down here, I'm going to have pavers. And so what they use around here is quarry. I use quarry rubble here for backfill. But in this area, we use dolomite sand. And that's the common base that's used here for laying pavers. It packs down nice and flat, easy to make, level and everything it needs to be for pavers. This is just rough for now. I just really need the quarry, the dolomite's going to go here to keep the quarry rubble from going underneath here later.
Good enough. Okay, so this is the really painful part. Because this is a compound angles, or compound curves here, I've got a slope going this way, it slopes down this way, and this is flat. It's just hard to do. Anyways, what I've been doing is, where this is normally like, it's supposed to be like this, but it's like this, so it leaves a big gap. So what I have to do is relieve this part so that it sits, it can go a little, it can bend basically, and it's taking some time to do.
The pavers are all laid again, on top anyways, and it came out all right.